Hello again everyone, it's Mel from Stocksbridge Guitar Tech. I know it's been a while, it seems to have been anyway. I've been busy doing other things. So anyway, very quick little lesson for you today. Last few lessons, or last couple of lessons, we've been talking about alternate tunings. So today I'm going to show you another very popular alternate tuning. This one's called Dad-Gad. That's because we tune the two E's down to a D. We tune the second string B down to an A. And that gives us D, A, D, G, A, D, which is where this tuning gets its name. It spells out Dad-Gad. It's a great tuning, again very popular, being used hell of a lot by a lot of artists, and it's used a lot in Celtic music as well. So very useful tuning to know, especially when you're looking for a little bit of inspiration. So I'm just going to show you some very easy chord shapes that you can get started with this Dad-Gad tuning, like the ones I was playing in the introduction there. So let's zoom in and let's have a look at this Dad-Gad tuning. So as I said, to get into this tuning we need to take the low E string down a whole tone to a D, so that it matches the fourth string. We need to do the same with the high E. So we've got three Ds on the low E string, the fourth string and the high E string. They're all Ds. Then we need to take the second string, the B string, down a whole tone to an A, so that it matches the A. The G stays as it is. Now if we lowered the G by half a tone, that would give us an F sharp, and then when we played across all six strings we would have an open D tuning, and that would just give us a D major chord. But with this, because we're leaving the G as it is, we get a sus4 chord, a suspended 4 chord, when we go across all six strings. Which is a great chord in and of itself, and obviously we can just use the one finger trick then to bar. And we get that nice sounding sus4 chord. We can also get the power chords, as we can in the drop D tuning, by just playing the top three strings, the bottom three strings rather. But then the chords I was playing in the introduction was just using two fingers, and I started, I believe, somewhere like this, here. So I'd got my ring finger on the high E string, 7th fret, and then I'd got my middle finger on the 3rd string, the G string, at the 7th fret. So that's it, and then I was just basically moving that shape around. And you can also drop the fingers down one string, so the ring finger can go on the B string, the middle finger can go on the D string. So now we're on the second string at the, in this case, 10th fret, and the 4th string with the middle finger at the 10th fret. And again, we can get some nice chord shapes just by moving this around. And a D power chord across all 6 strings is just one finger in the 2nd fret of the 3rd string, just there. That gives us a nice full D power chord, and then we can mess around with these fingers and do, which is what I was doing. So it's a very, very easy tuning to use. You just need to experiment with it. But that's what I want you to do. I want you to experiment and come up with your own chords. For example, instead of playing this, we might play this, which again sounds great. So it's very easy to come up with some great sounding chords that you wouldn't get in standard tuning or in an open tuning where you just tune to a major chord. To get a major, you can get a major chord with this by playing the 2 high strings and then 1 fret lower. There you've got a major triad. And if you want, you can also add that note there, the root. And then obviously to get a minor chord we just need to lower that index finger and we get that minor chord. So it's a very, very useful tuning, this one, to mess around with. Also you can play around with scales. Now obviously the fingering's going to be completely different from in standard tuning. So remember we're down a tone here, so that note there is actually an F. That is a G. So that would be a G chord. And so to play, for example, a G major scale, we'll do it descending. So what you probably have realised there is that unlike in a conventional tuning where we have to play one note and we have to mute the other notes as we play the next note, in this type of tuning we can actually let some of the notes ring out, so we can play, and then instead of going here we can actually use that open string and then the open string, the open high E string. And we can do the same there. We could play that open B string and it gives us this effect. Sorry. That was the open G string, so we're using the open high E, the open B and the open G strings. So it's great Great to play around with scales as well. You can get some nice effects, cascading effects like that. And it's also great for coming up with new arpeggio ideas. Great key to experiment with, a great tuning to experiment with this one. If you're into composing your own songs and you're ever stuck in a rut, tune to Dadgad and have a play around, and I'm sure you'll find some great chords that will spark your creativity and inspire you, probably to write the next #1 hit tune. Who knows, you never know, do you? But anyway, that's the Dadgad tuning in a nutshell, and it's a great tuning. I really love messing around with this tuning, and especially with acoustic guitar. If you want to lay a strumming pattern down but you want something a bit different, this Dadgad tuning is perfect for that. And people like Jimmy Page and Keith Richards have often used this tuning, and as I said, it's also used in Celtic music a lot. So there you go, that's Dadgad. That's the Dadgad tuning. That's another alternate tuning for you. As I said, this is a great one to experiment with. Just another quick lesson today for you, I'm afraid. I've not got a lot of time on my hands just of late. I don't know why, I seem to be really busy, so I may not be around for the next couple of weeks or so, but I will try still to put one video up a week if I can. Can't guarantee it, but I'll be back, don't worry. As ever, if you have enjoyed this video, if you got anything from it, please like, comment, share. Remember to subscribe and click the little bell notification. But that's all from me today. Thanks again for watching, and bye for now.